Hey guys, welcome back to Horizon Zero Dawn. Want to guess what I did between episodes? I went and got resources because of course I did, and now we can get more arrows for our light quiver. Moonstone, moonfish. Okay, I really need to get the frickin' moonfish. There's a bunch of stuff I need to go out and get. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Also went out and got a green shine slab so we can upgrade this sucker. Which, you know, that's kind of important. And we need more because, of course, we do. This big guy, though, took a while for me to get the shell snapper shell bolts for, but it was kind of fun. Don't worry, you didn't miss any important gameplay. It was very slow, very boring. Very interestingly, though, the Tanakh Marshal. Still don't know what a tremor tusk is, or at least if I do, I forgot. Oh wait, no, that's the elephant. So now that's fully upgraded, and I believe, if I'm not wrong, anyway, I might as well upgrade this thing while we're here. Just, you know, just because we can, we're here. Not again, though. Okay, I thought that this would actually give me better melee defense, but I'm still getting 40 from this one. So, probably not going to use this, unfortunately. I was really looking forward to using something else, finally. It gives me more plasma help, but this gives me a whole lot of other stuff. Admittedly, I've got some weaves on that might be helping a little bit, but I'm kind of wanting to use a new armor. You know what? Apply a look. We're going to look like this for a little while. So, yeah, welcome back, everyone. This is not where we left off, but I've been running around doing resource collecting and kind of filled in a bit of my map. Down here, there's a Tide Ripper. There's no place to fight it from, but I noticed that there was a big old dam here, and when I got close to the dam, it said you are leaving the play zone, and if you keep going, your last save is going to be reloaded. So I didn't do that. However, there was a thing over here that I came across. Was not recording at the time, so I don't know if Aloy is going to say her voice cue again. But in this area, there is a machine carcass down here that got a reaction when I got close to it, and it looked like there might be an interaction that I would want on camera.
If they're hammering that machine, I should take a closer look.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but it was a something.
I bet one hit from this hammer would be loud as thunder. Whoever forged it must be a skilled blacksmith. I should look for a trail with my focus.
Alright, so we're going on a trip? Is that it? As long as those guys don't notice me. Okay, someone else noticed me, it's fine. There we go. Maybe this is going to take me over to where the big old dam was.
Whew, that'll keep me awake.
As long as the glint hawks don't notice me because they can go over the water, I'll be content.
Kind of looks like part of a cauldron. Maybe a remnant of some kind of temple?
Totems of Brotherhood.
Carved figures. One looks tough, the other...
Huh.
kind of fussy. Maybe they're brothers.
Interesting. A very little thing, but some kind of new collectible of a sort? Unusual. Anyway, what are we doing? Today we are heading back to our base because we've made a heck of a story progress, and it's about time that we went back, spoke to everybody, see what's going on, have some new conversations, and probably make some story progress because I'm sure we're going to go need to fight some specters here in a little bit. What comes next? I don't know. But it's been a while, and yeah, it's about time. 2 out of 1 delivered. Okay, that was weird. At least the objective looked off to me. Got some new conversations. Let's go see what we have to say. Starting with Aaron, because I'm so sorry I forgot you last time. I said I'm sorry.
Hey, look who's back. You find what you're looking for?
I did. One step closer to taking the fight to the zeniths.
Can't wait.
You still sifting through loads of data?
Yeah, it's interesting. There's lots of words. I thought maybe I could try finding things with more, pictures in it. Not much luck there, but I I did find out about these holofilms. Like images put together to tell a story. They were made to look like they were the real thing. The Oseram like shows. I bet they pay a lot of shards for those hollows.
I made a new friend while I was getting ether.
Yeah, I've seen him. Catalo's a broody fella. You do know the cards just say these Tanakh drink people's blood?
You shouldn't believe everything you hear.
Yeah. Well, I guess if you trust him, so do I.
How are things going around here?
Hey, you tell me. Varl's new girlfriend tried to kill me earlier.
What did you do?
I made one joke about how they, eat grass a lot. How does anyone fight with nothing but tree leaves in their stomach anyway?
From the looks of it, the Utaru.
Yeah, well, I wasn't expecting her to be that fast.
Just try not to get hurt.
Again.
I better get going.
All right. I'll be here if you need me.
Well, sounds like you've made a new friend. I'm guessing that quest of yours I started last time is going to be ready.
Aloy, you found another one of Gaia's sub-functions?
2 down, 1 to go.
I'm glad her healing can continue.
Found anything else combing through that data?
Varl and I have been looking into the animals of the old world. Apparently there used to be thousands more species roaming around than there are today. Can you imagine that? I'd give anything to see them, even as holograms. Though I know that without Artemis or Apollo, that may prove difficult. At least I can find comfort in knowing Gaia used many of them as inspiration for her machines. Her memory honors them.
Have you met Catalo yet?
Yes, but he has kept to himself. Tanakh don't have much use for us outsiders. You must have made quite the impression for him to offer his fealty.
Are you guys training with Erend as well?
If you count trying to stick a spear in his gut as training, then yes.
I've been told. Please tell me you weren't being serious, though.
Of course not.
Good.
I was going for a couple of broken bones. He called the Utaru leaf grazers. Laughed at the idea of us simple farmers being formidable fighters. Before I knew it, he and I were battling it out in the common room. The man is slow, but he can throw a hammer around. Don't look so worried. We're evenly matched. For now. Next time he's going down like a load of boar dump.
Just try not to kill each other.
Injuring his pride should be good enough.
It does take a lot of effort.
I better get going.
Right. You've got that sub-function to deliver.
No mention about the quest that we started with her. So, where is everyone else at currently? So I was checking on our machine overrides we can do, and I noticed the second one from the end has a little hint of rust on the edge. Is this going to be a very special machine, or maybe one that's mandatory for progressing in the quests? That's interesting. Maybe it's nothing. Another conversation with Erend. Why? Because I talked to Vo?
Yeah?
It was the exact same thing. Cool. Thanks, game.
Tanakh equipment. Catalo must have moved his stuff in.
Wouldn't have expected him to want a privacy curtain, but that's interesting. Is that something I can, like, sneak through? No. I never recognize them whenever I initially see them, so I wanted to just make sure.
Looks like some of the holograms are working now.
I have repurposed the displays to track Regala's activity in the region.
A useful war map.
That is super cool. Good job, Gaia.
Aloy.
It's good to see you. I'm guessing you've got a lot of questions?
I've been told of our enemy and their intentions. Your friends showed me to the vision you keep in this place. Gaia, and explained the situation surrounding the other you. They gave me this focus as well. I don't pretend to fully understand everything, but all I really need to know is where to train and when to fight.
Welcome to the team, then. Now that you know who the enemy is, do you have any questions?
I'll admit, I find them hard to grasp. From the heavens. And invulnerable.
For now.
I will leave the strategy to you. I trust you will point my blade where it will cut the deepest.
What are you looking at over there?
The others have been helping me decipher the symbols the focus shows me. So, I thought I'd try to understand the weapon you intend to use against the enemy. This Hephaestus. It will be able to make machines? That answer to Gaia?
Yes.
How many?
As many as we need.
Such power. Has the world ever seen the like?
That's, Woo! We don't have time to answer that question.
You said you were training with the Focus?
That's right. I've been watching holograms of your first fight with the Zenith Spectres. They are faster and more agile than any machines I've faced before. How many do the Zeniths have?
I'm not sure. Probably a lot.
I would not wish to face them en masse.
I'm with you there. Must be strange, seeing everything through a Focus now.
I can see machines like never before. Their strengths and weaknesses simply reveal themselves to me. To think that such a tiny object might be the most powerful weapon I've ever possessed.
Getting Ether out of the Grove made for quite a spectacle.
One that showed the entire tribe that Hikaru's mission for peace is the correct path, for it is now blessed by the Ten themselves.
Anything else you've been looking at with that Focus?
Gaia showed me the knowledge you recovered out in the desert. I am no chaplain, but I'd be curious to test if something I read is true.
What is it?
The Old Ones believed one could hear the great waters, even in the middle of the desert, if you carried the carcass of a water animal with you. They called them seashells.
That sounds kind of gross.
I love the fascination that these people have with old culture. It's so simple, but it's done so well.
I heard my friend Talana came by the base. Did you get a chance to meet her?
Briefly. A bold woman going into Tenakth territory with that Karja armor of hers. She'll be lucky if my people don't shoot her on sight.
She'll be careful. She's just looking for someone who might need her help.
Whoever it is, they better be worth dying for.
Opinions that I will keep to myself.
You've had some time with the team now. Any thoughts?
I admit, I was surprised to see Nutaru here. Farmers don't make for effective soldiers.
I'm told she rallied some in her tribe against the Karja, and fought all the way to Barren Light.
Interesting. Perhaps I am mistaken.
Have you had a chance to speak with Varl?
Briefly. He fought well against Regalla's troops at Barren Light. Are all Nora as skilled as the two of you?
I'm not exactly one of them. But anyway, the Nora can hold their own. They managed to push the Karja from their lands.
I thought my tribe was the only one to have done that. Impressive.
Does it still hurt?
It comes and goes. I try not to think about it, but its absence is always present for me. It's difficult to explain.
I can't claim to understand. Only empathize.
Then you have my thanks.
You said the Bulwark was your home a long time ago. That you were part of the Sky Clan.
Yes.
That's all you're gonna tell me?
Fine. As you wish. My parents were killed in a clan skirmish, so I was raised by my squad. As I grew older, I came to be known as an accomplished fighter. Tekote took a special interest in me. I fought by his side against the Karja, and led my squad on a dangerous climb into the Daunt. It was I who opened the gates at Barren Light from the east side, allowing the Tenakth to raise it.
That must have gotten you some attention.
Indeed. I was welcomed home as a hero, and I was content.
Then why'd you leave?
I became a marshal.
Why did you leave the Sky Clan to become a marshal?
I was sent to the Kulrut by Tekote. Back then, I would have obeyed his every order. I believed in him, like one would a father. I was too blind to see the fear in his eyes. Fear of a rising young warrior challenging his command of the clan. I returned a hero from the battle at Barren Light. But to him, I was only a threat. Never occurred to him that I had no interest in rising above my station.
Why did Tekote think you wouldn't be a threat to him if he sent you to the Kulrut?
Tekote knew that if I survived the Kulrut, I'd be forced to forsake the clan to serve the Tenakth as a whole. I'd never be allowed to challenge his command, even if I wanted to. After our victory at Barren Light, Tekote spoke to our people, said it would be selfish to rob Hikaru and the marshals of a warrior like myself, even though he knew perfectly well I had no intention of ever leaving. It was exile, guised as an honor. One he knew I couldn't refuse. So I became a marshal, and never looked back.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
I am not. Though it pained me at the time, a marshal is what I was destined to be.
I really love that they can throw in such deep, complicated stories that you want to get involved in, but because of the nature of the story, you're so driven on your one quest that things like this, like the kind of interpersonal politics, they're just not worth your time to try to get involved in, and if you do, it just wouldn't probably turn out well. But all these characters have a deep history in the world and with other characters. It's just so well written. I love it that they took the time to do all this, and all of it is optional to learn. And they just did such a good job for something that's just not necessary for you to know.
What did Chief Hikaru say when you told him he'd be joining me here?
You spilt rebel blood at the Grove, and helped reunite the clans. There was little more to be said. He understood.
Well, I'm honored he lent me his best marshal. At least for a little while.
Indeed.
When we were at the Bulwark, the guard said something about the Wings of the Ten. Hikaru also mentioned it at the Kulrut. Dekka, too. What does it mean?
The visions tell us that the Ten flew on great metal machines with wings, and leapt into battle from the sky. For us, to imitate this feat is the ultimate expression of martial prowess, and it is why the challengers leap into the arena during the Kulrut. Many times I imagined it as a child. The feeling of freedom, and the awe it must have inspired.
I should get going.
Back to my training, then.
I'd love to talk with that guy for a lot longer, but our dialogue options are limited. All the same, I'd love to talk to him for a lot longer.
Maybe Gaia will be able to get it open later. It's locked. Well, I guess Rita wants her privacy for now.
That's going to change after we deliver the, maybe we could check? Maybe we could check? No, we can't. Okay. Well, at least it tells me that I don't have to go looking for Varl. I'm sure that'll open up for us momentarily after we deliver this kernel. I'm trying so very hard not to make popcorn jokes. What's up, Big Mama?
I'm glad you have returned, and I see you have recovered Ether.
Yep. Fixing the land. I wonder if this will have any effect on those red veins we get all over the ground at times.
Aloy, can you come downstairs? Beta has something you need to hear.
Yeah, I figured.
Okay. I'll be right down.
Aloy, I have managed to unlock additional rooms within the facility.
Got it.
We're at level 42. Holy cow.
How's Katalo doing?
I have detected that the loss of his arm still deeply pains him. In an effort to remedy this, I have discussed a potential solution with him. I believe he will want to fill you in on the details.
A solution? I'll check in with him when I can then.
More dialogue with him will be very exciting. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, we're fine.
So there's a few people here now, and they're learning. All about you, the ancient world. Almost like what was supposed to happen before Apollo was purged.
Yes. While the loss of the Apollo database was catastrophic, there is still much that can be gleaned from the data you have uncovered. For instance, Varl has been reviewing the last recorded entries from those who perished during the Pharaoh Plague. Hearing their hopes and fears made him quite somber.
Anything I should be worried about?
I do not believe so. I have elected not to intervene, to allow him to process this on his own terms.
I like that dialogue a lot more than I thought I would.
The processor Ether was installed on was part of an ancient war museum. A memorial to something called the Hot Zone Crisis. Do you know anything about it?
My knowledge of historical events was unfortunately lost with the Apollo database. However, climate data indicates a peak in regional temperatures in the 2030s. Such conditions would see extreme, prolonged droughts, an increase in dust storms, and a loss of habitable landmass.
But they wouldn't have built a museum in the middle of a wasteland. So I guess things got better eventually.
Yes. Data suggests that temperatures return to average levels in the clawback era of the 2040s.
Ooh, that's quite a long time. What the heck happened? What are they doing with the lore in this? No, I'm sorry.
There was an ancient tank embedded in the bulwark, buried under a bunch of boulders. Any idea how it got there?
During the Pharaoh Plague, the US military resumed the use of human combatants, as automated machinery was unreliable. It is possible the vehicle was part of a pre-automated war fleet.
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines in the valley, until the mountain was blasted apart and buried them.
I don't think I'm going to get much on these other ones. Yeah, these look like they're just going to be usual discussions that will have a little bit of extra
Well, I
dialogue
should be
added.
going.
So,
Goodbye, Aloy.
yeah, thank you. Fine. I'll see if I can figure out which one of these drone datas is new.
An excellent choice.
I thought that was a castle over there at first. Don't know if we've seen this one, but I recognize where it is. I'm pretty sure we've been here before since we got this one, so I don't know if it would be considered new. This one looks like nothing. Honestly. I'm pretty sure this is the one where I had to jump from 3 different points to figure out which one I was supposed to actually get it at, but yeah, this is like not a good view. And I don't think there's another one that I can look at, so off we go.
I don't think that door had power before, but looks like it's malfunctioning.
That's because it didn't. Well, something
Looks like
worked.
some kind of maintenance space.
Again, how is there machine muscle in here? Sorry. Just like a supply room, or... Right, I remember there was that data point we got recently that talked about hidden spaces that were built in here. We're gonna find another one of those. I'm totally down for... Why are you... Cool, thanks. I didn't think that'd be so terrifyingly red. Okay, alright. Where to be going? Not that way. It's gonna be right over Varl and Beta from here.
Power cells? Huh.
Oh. Very unexpected. Alright, let's first try to see if I can put one of these. No, I can't. Donk. Weirdly ominous, but okay. Oh, here we go. Nope, I thought that was a box I could open. This is less... I guess it's not less interesting. It's more ominous, I'm gonna go with. Yeah, this is definitely more ominous. Where?
That did it.
Aloy? A bunch of lights just turned on up here? Was that you?
Oh. Huh. Yeah, I guess it was.
Huh. And this way was the dilapidated section that I couldn't get through. Interesting. Alright.
Hi! Happy birthday, Isaac. Daddy sure
Oh,
does
wow.
love his little big man.
She found that recording from the data on your focus. She's been watching it a lot. I think it helps calm her.
You know, I used to watch this a lot too. Whenever I wanted to take my mind off things.
Daddy sure does love his little big...
But there's something you need to tell me?
While you were gone, I came down here to check on her. Then we started talking. Right, Beta? She's been thinking about how to capture Hephaestus, studying the data Gaia gave her. But we started talking about some other stuff. You know, just getting to know each other, right? And then she told me that one of the Zeniths might be different from the others.
Tilda. You saw her at the Hades Proving Lab.
Go on.
On the way to Earth, the Zeniths never showed their faces. My servitor caretaker referred to them as my benefactors, and promised I'd meet them someday, when I had learned enough.
And then?
One day, a data channel opened in my training interface. In it, Tilda was waiting for me, in a virtual replica of a house on a cliff, overlooking the ocean. It was beautiful. She showed me paintings, books, media files. We met there in secret many times. But a few months later, it stopped.
Can you tell us why, Beta?
I found some data about Tilda at the Hades Proving Lab. I think she was the liaison between Far Zenith and Zero Dawn. She knew Elizabeth Sobek, that's for sure.
Maybe that's why she reached out to you?
Yeah, she's different.
What else can you tell us about Tilda?
She liked to talk about her paintings.
What about herself? Did she ever talk about her life on Earth, how she joined the Zeniths, something like that?
She never said much about herself, and she hated it when I asked too many questions. But I think, back on Earth, she was an expert programmer,
given that she built a data channel the other Zeniths couldn't detect. Is there anything else about her that we might be able to use to our advantage?
She was the first real person who ever bothered to speak to me. I wasn't really assessing her for strengths and weaknesses.
You said that Tilda reached out to you using a data channel?
It appeared in my training interface as another assignment. When I opened it, there were a series of intermittent glitches. I realized they formed a transpositional cipher. Instructions on how to open up a new virtual space. When I entered it, my training interface disappeared. Instead of the usual holographic teachers and files, I was in a perfect recreation of her home.
And you're sure the other Zeniths never knew about it?
To them, it looked like I was still in training. Toiling away. Alone.
So this secret virtual space looked like a house with an ocean view?
I could see whitecaps and hear waves crashing on rocks below. And there were gulls crying outside. Inside, Tilda had frames that showed off her favorite paintings, changing at intervals to match the light. There was an armchair she liked. She'd sit there and gaze outside while I looked through her things. We spent hours in that house. I never wanted to leave.
That's where we're gonna go. We're gonna go find her house on the beach. It's like way out to the west, but that sounds likely.
You said Tilda showed you paintings and let you access media files?
Every time we met, she showed me a new painting. I think she was Dutch. All of her favorite pieces were from their golden age in the 1600s. Portraits, allegories, ships at sea. She had so many.
They didn't interest you?
I liked her media portal. It had so much more than my training interface. Clips, shows, holos. My favorite was this one called Second Time Around, about a family whose kid comes back after disappearing during the Hot Zone crisis.
Right, but did this portal have anything about the Zeniths themselves? Anything we could use?
No. Any information about them was redacted.
So Tilda set up a secret virtual space where she could talk to you, a house on a cliff. Then later, she cut you off. But other than the fact that Tilda knew Elizabeth, you don't know why she did those things?
I don't! Okay? I thought of every possible reason that would make her leave, but whatever I did wrong, I don't know what it is. When I finally met the others, she ignored me. Acted like the data channel never existed. None of this even matters. Tilda's the same as the others. It won't help us defeat them.
Okay. Let's leave it at that then.
What's wrong?
I'm trying, Varl. But she is tough to take. I'm out there in the wilds, risking my life every day, and all she can do is hide in there and tell us how hopeless it all is. I'm sorry, she's had a rough time, but she is really not helping right now.
You always seem to be on top of everything, so I sometimes forget about what you've been through. I mean, it wasn't that long ago you were so banged up you couldn't even walk. About that. When I pulled you out of the water back near the proving lab, you were muttering Rost's name. You never talk about him, but he raised you, trained you. You must miss him a lot.
Of course I do. But I don't have time to think about that now. I need to get back out there.
Okay. I'll keep working with Beta. Gaia says she knows a lot about Zero Dawn. And maybe she just needs some time to adjust, and then she can help us with Hephaestus.
Sure. But I won't hold my breath.
No, I don't have anything to say. Sorry. I don't. I have things I'm thinking about in regards to everything that we just saw,
The
but
old ones fed off livestock a little too much for my liking.
no, I don't have anything to say.
Some of them ate more like the Utaru. Called themselves...
Aloy. Is everything all right? It seemed like you and Varl were down at that basement for a while.
Yeah, everything's fine, I guess.
Well, okay. What can I do for you?
It seems like you're getting a hang of this data thing.
Yeah, it's been helpful. When I can make sense of anything. I did find the old ones enjoyed a good brew like the rest of us. Only they let machines serve the stuff. In bars. They even let the damn things cut you off before you saw the underside of a table. And that's half the fun. Now, you won't see me letting a robot serve me a pitcher anytime soon.
I see someone's been playing Strike.
I'm just trying to get some practice in. Helps take my mind off things.
You should try playing Katalo. It's a Tanakh game. Maybe you'll learn something.
Oh, sure, Tanakh. Sure he won't try and kill me if I win?
Pretty sure.
He's not a Wookiee.
Do I smell ale?
I brought some over from Chain Scrape. With everything that's been going on, I thought we could all use a drink. Besides, there is nothing that brings people together like a good brew. That's what my sister always said, anyways. You're more than welcome to have some.
Maybe another time. I should get going.
Back to reading, I guess. Do be careful out there.
Hey, got a sec?
Of course.
How's training?
Discovering something new about our past every day. When we first met, you asked me if I ever wondered what this world looked like when the old ones lived here. I thought it was strange at the time, but a lot has changed since I left the Embrace. Now I'm just trying to make sense of everything I thought I knew, and versus everything I know now.
The change is hard, but it gets easier over time. It's hard to believe we're dealing with the original Zeniths. The same ones that left for Sirius 1,000 years ago.
To live on for so long, it doesn't seem natural.
Because it's not.
That weapon we found where Beta was hiding, any chance we can use that against them?
Sylens made sure that wasn't an option.
Why would he build something to hurt Far's Zenith, yet allow them to capture you?
With Sylens, there's always an angle. We just don't know what it is yet. What do you make of this Tilda the Beta was talking about?
Well, the way she described it, I can't shake off the feeling that Tilda wanted something from Beta. Maybe because she's Elizabeth Sobek's clone? But whatever she wanted, I don't think she got it. If we knew what it was, maybe we could use it to our advantage somehow.
I don't know. I don't think Tilda and Elizabeth were on the best of terms.
Oh well. At least we can take some comfort in knowing the Zeniths don't trust each other.
Maybe. You feeling okay?
I was just thinking about Beta and all that time spent with the Zeniths. To think someone would make a person just to lock them in a room to use when needed, like some sort of tool. Elizabeth Sobek sacrificed herself for the world, and yet they have no trouble treating Beta like a slave.
Another reason we have to stop them.
So I just thought of something. I don't know how relevant this is going to be for anything. I'm sorry that I keep interrupting these talking points. I keep on saying that everybody, every character, every faction in this game is so much deeper than one layer. So far, the Zeniths have been one layer. Tilda seems like she might be a little bit different, but I'm just now realizing Zeniths are bad guys of story. What's layer 2? Is there a layer 2? What? I'm sure there is. What is layer 2? What's layer 3? I hadn't thought about that until just now.
Did Katalo find his way here?
Zoe picked out a room for him. He's kept to himself for the most part.
He's not much of a talker.
So I've noticed. Tried paying my respects for those who fell when we were ambushed at the embassy. Told him I'd never seen anyone throw themselves at a machine like he did. He said a warrior shouldn't be praised for fulfilling their duty. For a second I thought I was talking to my mother. Never thought a Tanakh and a Nora war chief could have so much in common.
You brought up Rost before. I do think about him. You know, he was all I had. And he brought me up the best he could. Not only that, when Hades discovered who I was and sent the Eclipse after me, he sacrificed himself so I could survive. But that seems like ages ago. So much has happened since. What I'm doing now, I don't think he could even begin to understand it. The sacred lands were all he really knew. So I can't let myself dwell on him. Not with everything I have to do.
I understand. Sometimes when I think about my sister, about what she would have become if she had survived the Proving, it hurts. And I just need to bury it for a while. But only for a while, Aloy. You can't ignore it forever. Memories always come back. The ones that matter, anyway.
I know. But for now, the mission has to come first.
Fair enough.
Only the ones that matter.
I should get back out there.
We'll be here if you need us.
Only the memories that matter come back. I'm gonna hang on to that one for later.
Aloy,
Hey, how's everything going?
I am well, but Varl told me Beta's having a hard time adjusting to life here with us. I wish there was something I could do to help.
I'm not sure any of us can.
A tree won't bear fruit in a day. We'll do our best to make her feel welcome.
What are you going to learn next?
I'm not sure. I asked Gaia for suggestions, and she brought up data you found on something called a museum? From what I gather, the old ones would store knowledge in them for all to see and learn from, like you've done here for us. Maybe one day more people will be able to use this place to learn the way we have.
That sounds crowded, but nice. The Zeniths did a number on Beta. But she seems to trust Varl.
I still can't believe she told him the Zeniths are immortals. Old ones who cut themselves off from the cycle of life and decay. I've never heard of anything so selfish. To deny our dying bodies to the Earth. To doom the life that would bloom in their place. It's despicable.
Is there anything I can help with around here?
Hmm? Oh, no. We're doing fine.
Are you okay?
You and Varl have been friends for a while.
I like to think so.
I was wondering, what do you know about his mother?
Oh.
That bad, huh?
Why do you want to know?
He's spoken of his sister, Vala, but I noticed he avoids talking about his mother.
She's the war chief of the Nora. Best warrior the tribe's ever known. Tougher than a Thunderjaw, but she could be pretty harsh at times.
I see. That must have been hard on him. Thank you for telling me. I feel silly not being able to ask Varl directly.
I wouldn't worry about it. He's probably afraid Sona will scare you off someday.
I'd like to see her try.
I should get going.
Good luck on your search.
Okay. I have unintentionally saved the best for last. I have opinions about what his opinion will be about the use of a new arm, but I want to hear it from him.
What do you think of this place? It must take some getting used to.
It's an efficient center of operations, and an acceptable training facility. Though it could use some more color.
Duly noted.
I entirely agree.
Have you spoken with Erend at all?
I've had little chance to. I did see him bring some ale from out east.
That stuff's as bitter as salve-brush.
You get used to it, eventually. In fact, I wouldn't mind a drink myself.
I'm sure Erend wouldn't mind sharing.
No. Can't ask him about it.
I should get going.
If I can help in some way, say the word.
I will. Thank you.
So we're not going to ask him about the arm. Okay. Well,
Oh, looks like I can open that door now.
What, this guy over here? That wasn't the one. Was it this one?
There's a lot of equipment in here. Gaia, what was all this for?
This room was designed for management of the facility's vast seed banks. From here, control center operatives would have monitored new crop rotations into the automated farmlands, now known as Plainsong.
I see.
I've been tackling the design of the Ag Lab. Place is gonna have a lot of seed stock to work with. My favorite? Sample 626. Calotropis gigantea. The crown flower. We used to have one in our backyard. Butterflies always fluttering around. Every morning, August would run out there to check under the leaves. See if any caterpillars turned into chrysalises. Now, I'd like to imagine that the future will be filled with them.
According to this console, there are still thousands of plant samples stored deep below the facility. I could ask Gaia about them the next time I talk to her.
Might as well go do that now. We don't have a lot of time for anything else in this episode.
So I talked to Beta. Didn't learn much.
It seems to me you did. From what she describes, the Zeniths controlled every aspect of her life, even as they shunned her. This Tilda was the first person she ever had contact with. An abrupt severance of such a relationship would be very emotionally damaging.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I found some data in one of the rooms you unlocked. It mentioned that there are still functional seed banks beneath this facility. Why is it there?
My predecessor was tasked with reconstituting the biosphere with primary and secondary plant species. Had everything gone according to plan, humans would have eventually been able to introduce tertiary species, including new crops.
Can we access them now?
Unfortunately, it will have to wait. I require control over the machines in order to access and distribute the preserved seed stock.
And for that we need Hephaestus. It's something to look into later then.
There's going to be a lot of stuff that happens after the story in the game concludes.
I'll be on my way.
I wish you safe travels.
Hey, I just, wanted to see how you're doing.
I'm fine.
And look, about earlier.
Forget it. Was there anything else?
I think this is all going to be stuff that we've already seen. I'll go through it anyway. Yeah, everything was just the same old stuff as before. Unless I missed something and didn't recognize it, all the same stuff. So, we got one thing plugged in, but there is a second power cell, wasn't there? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, just the one. Is this? I have no idea how. It's kind of funny, but also extremely weird. Game? What?
Beta's been difficult to figure out. She's just so closed off. I get that the Zeniths were cruel to her, that the one called Tilda abandoned her, but I can't get her out of her shell. I don't know. Maybe nothing can. When I met Hikaru, I figured he was just another bloodthirsty warlord. But Shaw was right. Hikaru wants peace. It won't be easy. But with his new marshals, maybe his vision has a chance.
Specifically, marshals that saw the same vision he did. There's a lot of promise there.
I know Varl meant well bringing up Rost. I guess it's hard to talk about. With everything going on, it feels easier to set those memories aside. At least for now.
Kind of wondered if coming back in that secret room would give me a spot to find a place for a power cell. It didn't.
Plugging in that power cell downstairs must have turned on these holograms.
What, that one? What one? What are we talking about? What holograms? I think I've seen and spoken to everybody about everything I can get to at this point. So I'm going to call it the end of the episode here since we've been doing a lot of talking. And next time we are heading out. It says go to Demeter's coordinates. Maybe we'll do one or two other things before we get there, but I think it's a good place to stop. So thanks everyone for joining me today, and next time, I don't know. We're gonna go over just straight over to Demeter. We just had a bunch of story stuff. I don't know. I'll figure something out. See you then, everyone. Take care.